We made it, y'all. We made it to the season finale of Ready to Love. Boy, was it a long, drawn out season. But, child, we got something out of it. Something occurred, okay? Now, what's going to really set it off is the reunion, like it always do. But let's go ahead and finish this up for the season finale of Ready to Love. DC, you know what I'm saying? Here we go. Let's get into it. So, Sydney and Phil, they meet up. We see them chopping it up. This is how they open the episode. Okay, so they need to talk about his date with Shiloh and the whole big catastrophe that happened with him and Shiloh. Sydney wants to make sure that Phil isn't basically, aggressive and abusive, which is, great. Who wants that? And she just wants to make sure that he wasn't trying to hurt Shiloh or anything like that. Phil goes ahead and explains how he was just trying to get Shiloh to go to a safer area. He explains that they were in an area that he felt like just wasn't safe. And in the moment, he thought picking her up would have been the best idea. But now looking back, he was like, well, maybe I could have done something differently. And Sydney was basically like, Phil, after hearing your story and her story, I believe you. I would not ever see you like picking up a female to make her feel uncomfortable or like she's not in control. So I don't get that from you. I feel as though you are a safe place. Okay, this is basically what she said. Of course, Phil is pleased by this because he's like, okay, she's not condemning me. She actually believes me. This is great. So they're still on a good page. Then we see the couples meet up. Everybody, okay? It's time for everybody to meet up for some brunch. Walter is reminiscing. He's like, oh, I see so-and-so was getting close with so-and-so. And, oh, me and Sabrina, we're good. I don't know where she's from, but that don't matter because we're great. We're sad. But everybody else, it's nice to see everybody be with so-so. I was like, Walter, please shut the hell up. Come on now. What are you talking about? He thinks he's just safe and like Sabrina is his and everything is Gucci and glory. But child, he gonna see, period. I just feel like he knew that it was nobody there for him early on. Like after that whole thing with him and Mumen went down, I felt like he should have really self-eliminated too because there was nobody really there for him. He wants children. Sabrina doesn't. Okay, that's a big thing. I really don't see them as a match. I don't. I just don't. And I'm sure y'all don't either. So over in the corner, we see Frank choking on his shrimp and whatnot, sitting with Mumen and Sydney. So he's like, I'm normally calm and at ease in these situations, but they just got me caught up. Child, Frank, calm down, child. And y'all, this show was trash. If Frank is the only one with more than one options, Frankie, him, honey. Child, bye. Anyway, I guess he got his two options, but he was sitting next to Sydney, of course, because I just felt like even in that moment, that's still his first option. And that's just how it always seems. When I see Frank and Sydney together, I just think that's his first option. Sabrina lets us know that Walter has been wishy-washy, period. And she don't really like it. Well, I'm glad you speaking on it, sis. And you could teach these other women a thing or two because they've been accepting the wishy-washy, I feel like. I feel like Frank probably has been wishy-washy with Mumen at a point or another. You know what I'm saying? For her to be getting close with Walter and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the men have been a little wishy-washy, but that's neither here nor there. But what is here nor there is that wig that she had on her head, again, very much so bothering me. I don't like it. I told her last episode that the shortcut is her. We not going to switch it up with that wig. She told Walter, I could switch it up. I switch it up. Well, let's not switch it up with that one. Okay, sis? That's a miss. If it's hit or miss, that one's a miss. Nephew Tommy comes in. He walks in, two-stepping and saying, hey, hey, hey. No music was playing that we heard. He just had to come in and be extra and try to get all the attention with each visit that he gives to these people. Okay, it's very much so annoying. Next season on, because y'all might be listening, I'm gonna need y'all to maybe a female host, okay? Just someone not as cartoony and animated as Tommy. Like, he gives very much. Is this his show? Like, I thought this was Ready to Love. Okay. Anyway, he asks Phil for his jacket. He's like, "Let me get that jacket, man." Phil is like, you can have it." I'm just like, oh my God. So annoying. Why do you need the jean jacket for, Tommy? So you can wear it with some dress pants and some slacks, honey, some dress shoes? No, we're not gonna do that. Anyway, he lets the couples know it's time for the men to let the women meet their family. About time, child. It took long enough. And, the men are kind of hesitant because they're like, oh, my family is crazy. Baby, everybody's family's crazy. Y'all ain't the first. So the first man that we see is Frank. He's getting ready to let Sydney and Mumen meet his cousins, per se. And, Sydney comes in hot and ready, per usual. Before her cheeks even hit the chair, honey, she was like, what is he going to be like as a father? And Frank's like, hold on. He already know what she do because she did the same thing with his ex child when she met her. So, yeah, if it's one thing Sydney gonna do, she gonna ask them questions to the friends and families, period. His cousins ask how Sydney feels about Phil having so many female friends. And Sydney's like, I'm cool with it. I'm pretty secure. And, I met him in the club. So we just gonna be a couple of club boppers, basically. Like I said before, if they was supposed to be together, maybe they would have met outside of this show. Like, if they always in the club and they hang out with the friends, yeah, it was a no for her and Frank, period. So then Mumen asks his cousins, is he ready to love? Of course they're gonna say yeah. They're not gonna say no. I mean, come on now, that's against the code. Of course they're gonna be like, yeah, he's ready to love, even if he's not, child. His cousins also said that they think that Frank is perfect. Is he, though? Is he? We'll see at the reunion, child, because it looked like drama. Ultimately, they say that Mumen has the family values, and as far as personality, Sydney. Okay, whatever the hell that means. Moving on, Walter is ready for his sister and his auntie to meet Sabrina. So he sits down, he tells them she's from Virginia and all of that sweet stuff. So, of course, Sabrina walks in and the first question that they ask is, where are you from? She's like, I'm from Korea. Shaking my head. You don't even know where she from. Like, they were like, oh, well, that's not what we heard. Child, that was the first red flag. He don't even know where she come from. Granted, it could have been different. She could have been born in Korea and raised in Virginia, but they never clarified that. So, yeah, it just looked real bad and it looked real awkward. Sabrina asks his family, is Walter affectionate, because he hasn't tried to do anything with her, which at this point would have been a big red flag. I mean, if Donte is rubbing booty cheeks up on a massage table, Sabrina needs to get at least her cheeks rubbed at least a little bit. Okay, Walter? At that point, as long as they've been knowing each other and they said from the beginning it was them, somebody should have had their cheeks rubbed by now. The aunt asks Sabrina, well, how does she feel about children? Because I'm guessing Walter wants them. And Sabrina goes on to talk about how, she wants him to possibly meet her daughter down the line. And I don't understand how the question got reversed to that. Like, she asked about children and have y'all talked about it, like future children. We know you have a child, but like future children, like we never got a clear answer about that. Do you want more kids, Sabrina? I think we heard her say no. Okay, so how have y'all coped with that? Is Walter cool with not having any children? Like, what has this been spoken about, basically? And we didn't get that from her. So, yeah. She gets up and leaves. And his cousin was like, she's different than the woman that we normally meet. And I believe it, because when Sabrina met his ex, she was very different from Sabrina. She was more, I want to say, down to earth, just like a homegirl. Like, and I feel like that might be what Walter normally gravitates to. You know, somebody more, not to say that Sabrina's not down to earth, but somebody more down to earth. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I can't say it no other type of way, child. So then we see Iesha. She's meeting with Donte's family. And during this meeting, his, I want to say cousin, is asking Iesha about 50-50 and how women can do everything a man can do, and how his mom or aunt told him how to fish and grill and all of this stuff. Baby, I'm with Iesha. Iesha says she's trying to be in her feminine energy. She wants Donte to go out there and get the fish, and baby, she'll cook it, hun. She says she knows her role and she wants to play it in the household. And I'm guessing she's more traditional, as am I. So I didn't really know why the cousin was saying that. Not all women are going to want to fish and hunt and do whatever else he was talking about. So yeah, I'm all for living and being in your feminine as a black woman. I'm here for it. I don't know why they feel like we ain't got to do all that if we don't want to. Keep your 50-50, period. So, Donte, what I did respect from him is he was all about giving her what she wanted in that moment. He wasn't like, well, I got 3 kids, so I can't be making all the bacon, you know what I'm saying? He's not a Dusty from what we could tell. And it was just refreshing to see because the cousin was giving very much child, and I didn't like it. So then we see Sydney. She's about to meet up with Phil's family. So Sydney walks in and his aunt is like, she's beautiful. But his cousin asks Sydney, was the man that you were pursuing before Phil, or that was pursuing you before Phil, would you be with him if Phil had not come along? And I feel like that was a good and valid question. And she was just like, this is peace. This is home, okay? This is right. Good answer, Sydney. You gotta say what you need to say when you need to say it. I see what you did there, sis. Anyway, child. Anyway, it's time for the moment we all been waiting for. Choosing day, okay? We see Walter. He's laying rose petals. He says him and Sabrina know each other. Okay, they know each other. Even though he didn't even know she wasn't from Virginia, they know each other. Okay? At this point, it's in the bag. Like, she gonna say yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, and we just gonna run off in the sunset, period, with our pink on. It is what it is. This is Walter now. This is what Walter is saying. Sabrina walks up looking beautiful, okay? The short hair is back. She looked how she looked that first day at the castle, child, wherever they was at, and was giving very much regal, okay? When Sabrina wants to show up, Sabrina's gonna show up, period. It is what it is. She's just gonna show up. Then we see Sydney. She has on her neon green little itty bitty dress with the side titty. Like, she coming in guns a-blazing. We seeing who about to walk up to her because she still got 2 men hanging in the air. We don't know who gonna show up. Then we see good old Phil walk up. All the men had their flowers. And ultimately, Phil says that he chooses her. And my girl Sydney went ahead and chose Philip. Okay, so they are the first couple set and ready to walk off in the sunset, honey. Congratulations to you all. We will see you at the reunion. Then we see Frank. He's waiting on Mumen. Mumen walks up looking beautiful. All these colors making that melanin pop. And, Frank is waiting there with flowers and whatnot. And he basically says that he wants to be right for her. He wants to be the right man for her. And he ultimately wants her. Mumen says, I choose you as well. And they are the second couple to walk off into the sunset. We will see you at the reunion. Moving on, we see Donte. Okay, he is waiting on Iesha. He was like, where is this woman at, honey? Because I'm ready. She walks up looking snatched, honey, in a long blue form-fitting dress. Donte's mouth hit the floor. He says that in this present moment, he chooses her. Okay, she is for him and he is for her. Iesha says, as a black woman, it's hard to say what we want. Okay, and Donte has showed up for her every turn of the way. He only going 50-50. He ain't say none of that. He said, I'm gonna be your man, sis. It's me and you. Come on, Donte. And they walk off with little bitty bugs flying all around Donte's head, and they walk off into the real sunset now because the sun going down now. They walk off into the sunset. We will see y'all at the reunion. Then it's time for dun-dun-dun, because they shoot back over to Walter saying that he chooses Sabrina. And he knew from the very beginning, when she was sitting up there crying on the first date that they ever met, that she was the one for him. Okay? Ain't no other women. All he see is her, Sabrina. Sabrina, that's it. She's his. Okay? This is what he say. And Sabrina says, she feels like he is her number one, but she's always been number two to him. Okay. She says she knows what it feels like to be pursued by a man. And she ain't been getting that from him. She ain't been getting no texts. She ain't been getting no calls. She ain't been being pursued like she feels the woman should be. And, she just ultimately feels as though their journey should end here. Oh my gosh. Walter is looking dumbfounded, eyebrows scrunched, bald head sweating. He don't know where all of this is coming from. He says after she met with his family, he hasn't talked to her since then. So he figured everything was cool. Well, there's problem number one, because when did she meet with your family up until now? Okay, that could have been a week. We don't know when this stuff was shot. That could have been 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That's your problem. It's seeming like you only engaging with her for filming, kind of. So I kind of see where she might have been coming from with that. And you can't just assume, everything's all good. I mean, when she met with your family, she found out that you ain't even know where she was from. Hun. So he definitely wasn't pursuing her the way that you would expect a man who wants you to pursue her. He says, I guess just give me a call. And Sabrina's like, I will. Since you don't call no damn body. I said, okay, Sabrina. Sabrina took her flowers and walked off, dressed just a flowing, blonde hair just a popping, and just didn't look back, hun. So Walter was really like, wow, like, I can't believe that this happened. He didn't know what to do. He put on his best suit and dropped his freshest rose petals, thinking that, everything was peachy. And Sabrina really showed up and showed that she loves herself. She gonna put herself first. She knows what she deserves. And I appreciated her for that. I mean, a lot of these women could take heed of what she just did. If a man isn't pursuing you know how you want to be pursued, whether y'all on a show or not, hun, a man is supposed to pursue you the way you want to be pursued. And that's just it, Sabrina knew what she wanted. She didn't give a damn about this TV show, the cameras, none of that. She wasn't walking off with Walter. And I'm glad she listened to her stomach, her gut, her heart, because we've been saying it in these YouTube streets. All of the reviewers that we all watch, babe, we've been, myself included, babe, we've been saying this. We've been saying that Walter just not that into you. Like, I'm glad she saw it, okay? It was a good show. It was a good season finale. Of course, we will see them at the review as well, but child, it might not be what we think it's gonna be. Tell me what y'all thought in the comments. I really want to hear from you guys. Please like the video, share the video if you care. Go ahead and subscribe. Make sure your notifications are on, because next week is the reunion and baby, okay? It looks like it's gonna be good. I'm gonna definitely try to get an interview from somebody, child, one of these folks. We're gonna wrap this season up and make it all pretty with a bow and whatnot. So until my next review, I will see you then. Ta-ta.